Did you know that my dad was an accordion player? Like a very accomplished one?
I didn't know that, but it doesn't surprise me, and I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Well, in our family, our favorite, well, I love Gary Larson as a cartoonist, and one of my favorites of his is that angels have harps and demons have accordions.
Have
Welcome to Friends on Purpose
Where two friends talk about life, love,
and Finding Purpose.
So, Eric, we did something last week.
we did something last week, and it was the most fun I've had in my entire life.
Oh, wow.
A little bit of a dream come true
Yeah.
for me. And we had what we call the Smarty Pants Symposium. And basically, I just ripped off a show from Dropout called Smarty Pants, where a bunch of comedians get on and give their hot takes via PowerPoints. Sometimes hot takes. Sometimes it's just nerding out about something. Sometimes it's like an experimental, like social experiment that is funny. But I got it in my head that I needed to invite all my closest friends to a big giant Victorian house and host a Smarty Pants event.
Yeah.
And everybody was perfect. They were all in, and I was so happy and proud. And the PowerPoints that came out of that group were
Pretty strong.
amazing. So
I think also just it was a love letter to you. Like everyone was like, people who were like, I'm a little nervous. We're like, whatever, let's do it for Eric.
Yeah.
And then ended up, of course, having a great time. But
Right.
it was very, it was so fun to meet all your friends.
yeah.
And yeah, it was just great.
So let's go through each friend and what they
Yep.
presented on. So we had Andrew, who presented on shopping carts, and I don't know how he described it, being the downfall of society.
Yeah, like a shopping cart, like a rating system to
Yeah.
kind of evaluate how humans exist in our society.
Yeah.
Like how good or evil you are.
Right. Yeah. Based on your shopping cart etiquette.
Yeah.
Then we had Caroline, his wife, talk about the history of pockets, whether or not it was a construct of patriarchy,
Right.
women's pockets, I should say,
Yeah.
which was the right amount of nerdy.
Yep.
And then who went after her? Phoebe
Yep.
did
Oh,
naming
yeah.
conventions, and she's a elementary school teacher, so she's dealing with unique American
She's
names,
out here
just
advocating.
like a weird made up names, and she's like, no, we can't
She's
do
like,
this.
we need to have a committee because this has gotten
Right.
out of control.
Yeah. And you hear her examples,
And you're
and
like,
she's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so fair.
We had Owen, who did
Yep.
the age appropriate age gaps for romantic relationships, which
With
was
a very
seemed-
helpful green flag, red flag scale.
yeah, green flag, green flag,
Red flag.
red flag. But also, what I really enjoyed was that he went into fictional age gaps.
Yes.
So think like Bella and Edward. The age gaps between fairies and humans and why that's acceptable. But
Right.
from human to human, it's usually, I think he said like a 15-year age gap or something like that.
There was a formula involved.
Yeah.
Proprietary, of course.
Yep.
And we had
Emily
Emily.
gave her presentation on how smut makes you a better person.
Yeah, like if you're not into smut, why? 'Cause
Well,
it's
I think her question was if if you don't like smut, it's just because you haven't found the right smut.
Right. So she had a very detailed breakdown of the subcategories, subgenres
Right.
of
Yeah.
different types of smut. Yep.
Yeah.
Joel did a very deep educational thesis,
Truly
basically.
astounding.
Presented
He
as
really
like
took it to heart.
as like a grad symposium presentation.
Yeah, he just got his master's degree, so he's like, coming off this high of
on
homework.
kind of the intersection of student interaction and instructor interaction, and asked us to participate in a evaluative, process of his performance.
Very formal,
complete-
but very funny.
Yeah, complete with researcher confidence percentages to kind of
Right.
help us along understand the researcher
I
perspective.
loved all the nerdy details. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Eric.
presented on
the CPR.
chair etiquette. Yep. Chair to person ratio, chair hierarchy, measuring chairs according to chair units, which I guess in a post conversation with Andrew at my nephew's birthday, he was a little confused by that. So I think if I ever share that again, I might have to clarify that chair units have nothing to do with CPR. It's just how comfortable a chair is.
A chair unit is how comfortable a chair is, right?
It doesn't contribute to the CPR. The CPR is simply
So your
per
thesis
person.
was basically like there should be one chair per person at a party. As an aside, let me just tell you how I feel about certain chair
how we
unit
rate chairs,
comfortability.
chair
Got it.
hierarchy. Yeah.
I
yeah.
actually also missed that nuance now that you're saying it.
Yeah. So something went off in my presentation, but
That's all right.
I feel like I did connect emotionally in a way that I was not expecting.
Well,
people were relating hard to it.
same trauma from
Yeah.
some people.
It's all my cult friends.
that were like, apparently relegated to the floor for too long, but no more.
Yeah.
Then
You
we had,
presented on government cheese.
wait.
Oh, what?
Oh, I guess, because we have one left, one special.
Yeah, Evelyn did hers on. Yeah, hers was a crash out about all the bullying she's received as a short person.
Yeah, it was basically like short people are the best, and here's why.
I got like real defensive at first. I was like, oh,
that's
she
the point.
needs this. I'm gonna let her have
and
this.
also, like your tall person privilege, just like chill, bro. I actually left the weekend feeling really tickled at how many things Owen and I overlap on, and especially that we were the only two mediums in the group. We were,
which I think deserves its own presentation. Like, who are these people? And
right? Who are the mediums, and are we like actually the glue that holds everything together?
Are you the middle child of height?
Yeah, maybe we're kind of forgotten.
Or are you
We're
the
just
oldest sibling?
silently doing all the work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to ask Ev. Then yes, I presented on Wisconsin cheese caves, which this should be no surprise. The only other two people who knew about this were you and Sarah. So, the only real nerds in the group have already done deep dives on this. Nerd in the specific way, like in the Fountain of Useless way.
Yeah.
And then
speaking
we had
of useless
Sarah's-
facts, you were the winner of trivia, the useless facts trivia.
I know. I was really on brand.
And you were
for me.
neck and neck with Phoebe the whole time.
Phoebe and I were going for each other, but then she dropped off right at the end.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
I think she bonked out on 2 right at the end, and we had been going. I felt deeply proud of that, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Because those weren't like the easiest trivia,
Yeah, I tried to make it.
Yeah, it was like medium trivia.
A little niche.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know all of them.
Yeah.
I just looked them up online.
Not everyone
find
can
some
be
useless
as
facts.
uselessly smart as me. And then last but certainly not least, we had Sarah's, and of course for everyone, this is Sarah of Sarah's science
Sarah's
segment.
Science Corner. Yep.
Corner? I thought we were saying
Science.
segment because it's
We
S.
are saying segment. Yeah, Sarah's Science segment. I
So
always want to say corner,
embarrassing.
though. Did we
I
ever say
know.
corner? Where did
Yeah,
that
for a
come
little bit. And then you were like,
Oh.
let's say segment because it's alliteration. And I was like, all right.
Hmm.
And then I hard committed to it and you've been waffling.
Well, Sarah's here today. We can let her decide.
Yeah, she can make that decision. And why is Sarah here today, Eric?
Sarah's here
Sarah!
today to talk to us about her presentation because she was the best overall
The winner.
presentation winner,
Yep.
voted by all of her Smarty Pants colleagues.
Yep.
And we wanted her to go over today. My hope was to record the Smarty Pants presentations, which I did, but of course the recording crapped out halfway through, and Sarah's was on the half that didn't get recorded. So we were like, let's just bring her on, and she'll just give it to us again, and we'll talk about it.
I
Sarah.
want to just caveat this presentation from Sarah with this brings me personal joy because a while back, Eric and I had decided to do a pets presentation with kind of a little, a little play that like, I'm a super pet person. And Eric's like, take them or leave them. And it was so bad. The recording was so bad that we didn't do it. And and so Sarah, when you did your presentation, part of why my jaw was on the floor the whole time is because we did a lot of the same research, and of course we did. And so I'm thrilled that we get to reignite this conversation and and really dive in here on your topic.
Well, I am thrilled to be here, and I love talking about dogs. I have to tell you though, Elaine, I did not know about the cheese caves in Wisconsin. I thought
you did.
Cheese caves like in France and do that because cheese is a big thing. You enjoy cheese. So that was all new information. It was amazing.
Fascinating. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. I really wanted to give you the credit of just knowing everything all the time.
Nope. No.
Well, Sarah's presentation, as Eric said, won the night. Everyone, there was a lot of ooh and ahhing. There was a lot of, I think there was like some tears from me.
It was, I looked over. It's like, is Elaine crying?
I was just like overwhelmed. So, Sarah, tell us what A, inspired you to do this, and B, give us the facts.
So I did Dogs and Humans, Our Story. So from the time I was a little baby child, I have loved dogs. Like I remember my mom would read to us every night, and my favorite one was the Puppies Are Like That book, which was all about puppies. And I loved it. Even though I was terrified of big dogs as a little kid, I still loved them. And when I went to kindergarten, I said that I liked school as much as I liked puppies. So
Wow.
that is, I really liked school.
That was your scale.
Back in 2023, at January of 2023, it felt like my life was kind of at an all-time low. And I remember being like, I don't want to write, New Year's resolutions. I think I'm just going to write my values and what are the things I value. And it was like financial independence. I value connection to my friends, to myself. And then the third one, I was like, dogs. Are dogs? I don't know. But February of that year, I met my husband, and dogs are a value for him. So I was like, we are connected, love.
Yeah, an important overlap.
I also have a cat on my lap as I talk about dogs. So it's totally
well,
fun.
and to be fair, I also love dogs, but my first love was cats, and so that's why we were kind of framing it as pets. But you did a lot of research specifically on the dog-human connection.
Yeah, that one, because we had seen a video. My husband and I had watched a video talking about just how dogs, like connect with their owners, and I've done a lot. Seen that over and over again. And then as I researched it, I was like, oh, this goes back millennia. Like this whole feeling that we, as those that love dogs, that we have that connection we have with our animals is like, oh no, we all know that it's not just a dog. And anybody who says that, there's like a pain that happens when you lose a dog. There's nothing. Yeah, I had a beautiful chocolate lab named Luke, and he, like, the unconditional love I got from him, I did not get from anyone else. And we had a pug at my house when I was like a teenager that was mine technically, but she bonded with my father. And again, he could have the worst day, and she was so happy to see him at the end of the day that it was like this. There is nothing like the love of a dog,
Yeah.
and I will contend that the people that sit there and they're like great, millennia of human dog connection goes against you, like.
Hot take. Yeah. I think it's interesting in this moment because like my partner and I talk a lot about how people often get dogs for themselves and then find themselves in a difficult position because, you know, to have a dog have a really happy and like to make the dog as happy as they possibly can, you have to be really tuned into them. And like humans are famously bad at reading dogs, but dogs are really, really good at reading people. And so, you know, post COVID, so many people got dogs and then they were like, oh, this is a lot more work than I, you know, anticipated, or I don't know what to do if I have a reactive dog. And my partner and I have 2 dogs and 30 acres and no children. So we spend a lot of time thinking about what our dogs really, really need to have a happy life. And not everyone has that time, you know, and not every dog needs that same
Right.
amount of like acreage. But it's also really interesting, I think, how when you ask people like why they got a dog, and sometimes it's like, I was lonely. That makes total sense. And it's a great relationship. The dog gets a lot of attention, you get a lot of attention, but it can turn sour fast too if we don't pay attention to dog language.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Sarah, some of the things you presented on were really striking. Could you talk a little bit about the as far back as the kind of record goes? When did we first see humans and dogs kind of in history buried together, or you
Oh,
know
yeah.
what time length are we talking about here?
The Chauvet Cave in France has some of the oldest cave art period, and they date a lot of that stuff back to like 25,000 years ago. They found footprints of a child about 8 or 9 years old walking, so not running, just walking with a wolf print running, you know, just parallel to that. Walking. Again, this is not a dog or a wolf chasing a child. Walking with a child. You're like 150 yards of that have been preserved. And, you know, the child was carrying a torch. They can see parts where the torch hit the cave wall. So that's 27,000 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. As far as the burials, those date between 15,000 and 14,000 years. So the earliest one is 15,000 years. They found another one that's 14,500 years ago. That one was a couple where there was a 6-month-old puppy who had distemper 3 times. So distemper is one of the diseases that we prevent with vaccines these days. But the puppy was about 6 months old and had been nursed back to health multiple times. So that's a case where people who are like, yeah, but they only used them for like work and stuff.
Right.
Practical. No, there's no practical
There's
reason.
no benefit
Yeah.
to keeping an animal that way.
Time to nurse a puppy back to health. And he ended up dying of like malnutrition, I think just probably because he'd been sick so much. But he had been buried with 2 people. And those things are like signs that archaeologists and anthropologists look at, where the body is given a lot of honor. I mean, that's what we do when we bury somebody. We
Right.
say, you know, this. So to bury a dog or a puppy with people is very indicative that this matters. This is on the level of human dignity.
Right.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. I will just as a deep insight into my personal life, when my partner and I were going through all the legal paperwork to just like our wills and our everything like that, we have a document specifically that outlines what will happen to our pets if both of us die, or if one of us dies and the other, you know, how it will that all work. And
If you get raptured,
yeah, or if you get raptured, yeah, we have pet
who's going
insurance.
to take care of your dog?
We have a dollar amount that will go to go along with and be like, here, this is for the like care of
Oh.
our of our animals. Please take
that.
good care of them. So, we were kind of like laughing about it, but it was like, no, this is these are our family,
Hmm.
and we want to know that there's not confusion when we are gone suddenly, that they'll already be stressed, and that there's a plan and it can be kind of enacted. That means like a lawyer would call someone and be like, bad news, Elaine died and my partner died too. And you're the mommy now of these
Hmm.
dogs.
Well, because the law treats them as property. They
Right.
treat them as an, even what we would consider an animal. So it's like you get dollar amount. It's like, it's just wild to me because my
Yeah.
husband and I watch courtroom TV and we're like, they're not property.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Sarah, you also had some research on the difference between like the evolutionary difference between, let's say, like wolves and dogs, and you cited a few things that dogs specifically do and have evolved to do in relation to human that really
Yeah.
does demonstrate that they're really domesticated and
Yeah.
evolved in a different way. Can you share some of those things?
Yeah. So wolves hunt. They hunt in packs. They have, what we call alpha male, alpha female, but you have a mother and father basically of the pack, and it's typically made up of their children and grandchildren. They mate like once a season or once a year, and they mate for life. So wolves pair up for life.
Wow.
They raise their young together in a pack. Dogs don't do that.
Yeah.
Dogs are typically scavengers. They, whenever that female goes into heat, and then the boy dogs just have their time with her, and then they leave. The mothers are the ones responsible for raising the young. If the father never sees them again, he does not care. He feels no connection. So that was really different. And then dogs use their eyebrows. They communicate with us with our eyes. Like we look at them, they look at us, and they make facial expressions. And anybody that's owned and loved a dog knows that the more you talk with them, the more they get. Like they'll look at you and cock an eyebrow. Wolves can't do that. They literally don't have that ability.
Musculature in their face to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's wild. We didn't talk about this in your presentation, but I think if we have any listeners who hail from below the Mason-Dixon line, they probably think we're crazy because there's a kind of a cultural difference between how different regions in our country at least treat dogs, and it's culturally different across the entire country, entire world, right? Like you have like Ethiopian street dogs that are like a very specific breed, and they just are, they roam, and in our country a lot of rescues will bring dogs from the south up north, even because the fact is that a lot of folks in the south don't neuter or spay their dogs. And so there are a lot of excess strays, and the dogs don't live in the house.
Yeah.
There's a dog house outside. Bringing a dog in the house is like insane. You're like, why would you bring this animal into your house? Whereas in the Northeast where we all live, we're kind of like, and here's their special bed, and here's where their special toy box
I mean,
is.
I would argue that, it depends on the person.
Yeah, I think so.
I think certainly climate has a lot to do with,
True. Very good
You
point.
can't leave an animal outside and they
Yeah.
survive the winter up here. But I would argue that it's also a certain class,
True. Yeah. I think so, but I think less. I think you're right that it's just a norm. It's a cultural norm that we like dogs are. If you see a dog in the house, you don't go, is that person crazy? Here.
Yeah.
Whereas more often in rural southern areas, and yes, there's a class layer. People are like, dogs don't come inside. They have fleas. They have ticks. They're dirty. They poop outside. Like, yuck. No. We don't do it. Sarah, what is your current dog situation? Would you please introduce your dog to us?
We have Hanzo. Let me see if I can turn this. Let me just see right there. You see that?
Hanzo.
Hi, Hanzo.
think he's 4. He'll be 5 in September. He is a little mix of a Jack Russell and adore him. He is like some dogs, if could be called like old souls. Like these are just the dogs that you just are like, they get me. You know, Hanzo's a toddler. He will always. He is.
This is Hanzo's first time around.
Yes, and he is loving his life. He has a Nana and Papa that he goes to visit every day, because are his days. And what's funny is like, so Roger got his first dog when he was like 12 or 13 as a surprise birthday present from an uncle hardly ever saw, and
Wow.
that did it. So Pepper was his first dog, and he was just like a little Pekingese, like smart as a whip. And up until Pepper, his dad was like, no dogs on furniture. Like, that's not what we do here. Pepper came along and it was like, oh, look at the boy. Oh, the boy. So Roger's dogs have always gotten an extra pass. And we joke a little bit, joking that Hanzo is their favorite grandchild.
Yeah.
Like, Hanzo, in his mind, he is the favorite grandchild. And he just goes to see Nana and Papa every day. And he's their emotional support dog. And he's our emotional support dog.
Yeah.
Hanzo.
Hey, there he is.
Look at you. Sarah, I think it's scientific fact that dog owners have a dog voice. And this is not the dog voice that you speak to the dog as, but it's your dog's voice as embodied by you. Would you be so brave and kind as to maybe share what Hanzo's voice is?
Yeah, well, he's looking at his dad, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, what you doing? What you doing, Dad? Whoa, Dad, are you gonna get us food?" That's what he does.
Yep.
And then he and he goes, "Gonna go see Nana and Papa. Nana and Papa, your favorite grandson's here."
Yep, thank you. That it does seem to match Hanzo's personality.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Mother's Day, we got his mom a blanket that has Hanzo's face on it.
So cute.
His face on it. And she was so excited.
She was like, perfect. When
She's like,
Hanzo's
"Yes,
not here,
I'm
I'll be
loving
okay.
this." Like that, when he's not here, he's still here.
That's so sweet. I have read some science about what happens when humans, if you are a person who feels safe around dogs, which not everybody does,
Sure.
but that dogs and cats can give you a biological kind of benefit in lowering of your blood pressure and releasing kind of oxytocin in your brain that like makes you feel happy and calm. So if we needed more data, not that we do, but the dogs are out there just like saving you, you know,
For real.
keeping your blood pressure down.
They
I find that sometimes having to do something for a being other than myself, like people are like, I don't want to get up and walk outside in the rain or the snow and let the dog out. And it's like, honestly, sometimes that's the thing that makes me feel better is when you like step out of yourself and you're like, this little thing needs me. I'm the one who put it here. I better take care of it.
When I had my chocolate lab, I walked every day for 45 minutes because I knew he needed a walk every day for 45 minutes. I also knew I did, but I wasn't doing that for me.
No
It's
way.
cold,
Why would
rain.
we?
I'm gonna. But for him, and get a backpack. And I'll put water bottles in it to help him.
Yep.
So I am not a dog.
No, you're a cat.
But I do want to say, after your presentation at Smarty Pants, it had me wondering, much like Emily's question with Smut, it was like, okay, maybe maybe it's not that I'm a dog or not a dog person. Maybe it's just that I haven't found the right dog or haven't had that connection, because after all the history you gave and all of the facts you had in your presentation, it was like, I can definitely appreciate, and I guess it left me like, well, I wish I could have that, you know? Like
Yeah.
I wish I I could experience what Sarah experiences when she has a pet. Because to me, it's like with any pet, and I knew Luke and I knew Charlotte.
Sure.
To me, it's like, okay, Sarah connects with all dogs. You know, to me, it's like the dogs I've experienced have not been, some have been
not-
very negative, you know,
Yeah.
being attacked by dogs.
That'll do it.
But then others are just like pains in the asses, you know? And granted, they're not my dog.
Right.
And they haven't been very well behaved. You know, I would say the owners could have done better. But even my dog, my childhood dog, was a wonderful dog.
Right.
But there definitely wasn't the kind of connection I hear you talking about, and even Elaine talks about her dog, and even in the history of humans and dogs. It's like I've just never experienced that kind of closeness. And I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just
Well,
like,
no, I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I would wager that, honestly, I think probably what you've experienced more often than not is that you don't like the pet owner, because I also, growing up being a cat person, I was kind of like, I'm a cat person. I don't really like dogs. I don't like when they jump on me. I don't like that they're always drooling on me. I don't like that they're always pawing at me. And all of those behaviors are not the dog. They're like because of the environment the dog is in. And then well, I guess I should pose the question, Eric.
many
you've
of
been
these
to our
dog
house.
owners are like my closest friends.
Oh,
You know,
God.
like,
well, I
like
mean, it's
Owen's-
preference and
Owen's
it's environment.
Owen's dog like mounted me and
Opie?
started humping me
Yeah.
at like, and I was like 11.
Yeah.
It was like I felt so violated.
Yeah, it
And
was
then-
very fair.
And I was attacked by the livestock guardian dogs up at, on the church property.
Yeah.
Those were scary enough to where I just stopped bringing my kids up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how dangerous it was getting.
Yeah.
And then like Emily's brother's dog was just so freaking obnoxious, and he would growl every time you got near him, and it made me very afraid.
Yeah.
I
think
lived
all
that-
those things are very fair. I don't think you
Yeah.
have to feel bad about, like, and we were very careful the last time we recorded this and didn't release into the world to be careful about the dog child comparison, because it is fraught for many reasons. However, I feel like in one path of my life, I could have had children, been really into children, whatever. The environment isn't that way now. I'm not going to be having children. I still like children, but I'm not, like, the environment wasn't right. And Eric, you have 5 children. The environment has not been right for you to be like, let's
I felt
throw
this
a
way
dog
before I
in
had
there.
kids, though. Yeah,
You're-
well, sure.
You're Kirk. All Kirks felt that way. I liked
Yeah.
Honey was literally quoted by all of your siblings. I don't really
like what?
I don't really like dogs, but I liked Honey. That was
Oh.
literally what your whole family said.
Honey was our childhood dog. Yeah.
Like that was the thing. So
That's
I
funny.
would posit that it's not necessary for every human to be a dog person or to own a dog.
Yeah.
I mean that because they didn't. While the relationship goes back millennia, the reality was that by and large, dogs were bred for a purpose. And, if you don't have that purpose, which is like, for me, I'm just like, I love dogs. But the reality was, like, when I had Luke, by the time he was like 10, he'd had laryngeal paralysis, so he couldn't bark. Because they'd had to do a tie back surgery. So they had to kind of sew one side of his larynx back. It made eating extra, like, complicated. It made everything complicated, which was fine. I was a single woman without kids. But when I would go babysit my nieces and nephews and bring Luke, it was like, Luke, I'm so sorry. You are not the star of the show. I've got 6 kids to people.
Yeah.
And that's a different experience. Like, so I can't, I look at my dad. He grew up in Greece. They did not have dogs. And when I got Charlotte, this little 1-year-old pug, my dad was like, okay, You're the one who's going to have to feed her. You're the one who's going to have to walk her. And my father was mentally prepared to just be like, that's your dog. And within 6 months, he was like,
Which is
"Hello,
such a classic dad
Such
thing
a
to
dad
do,
thing.
right? Yeah.
Well, that may be what happened. Who knows? Maybe at some point, a child of yours gets an animal, and like whether it's inside your house or outside, my in-laws are like so excited every time Hanzo comes over. We hear from them when they don't see Hanzo for a couple days, and they're like,
Yep.
"Where is he going to come over? We miss him." Because
My parents, who are famously really bummed that they're not going to have a grandkid because I'm an only child, they at first were very like, "Why are you going to get a dog? You know, it's hard if you're traveling." Blah, blah, blah. And you better believe my mom, who is not a dog person, she's like, "Ew, they're smelly. Ew, you know, you have to pick up their poop." She rolls out the red carpet. When Benny comes, she's like, "This is his special bed. I bought him these new treats. Do you think he's going to like these? Should we brush his teeth? Like, do you think we should brush him? Should we bathe him? Like, should we pamper him? Does he need to go to the doggy spa? Let's take him to a new special beach." I'm like, "Mom, that's a lot." She feeds him. Like, she's like, "I gave him a little bacon this morning, and then I gave him some chicken skin." I'm like, "You're going to make him sick." She's like, "I gave him a little extra cheese." And I was like, "Mom, she's like, "It's a grandma's job to spoil their grandkid." And I was like, "Okay, sure."
So that's
Love
all I
that.
have, is that your life is not over, Eric. You may have a dog in your future that you just haven't met.
And I'm open to that. And I think your presentation definitely made me less cynical about it.
Yeah.
So well done there, because
Yeah,
that's
And,
not.
and it's fair, Eric, that if you've been attacked by dogs, you might be like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
Sarah, we mentioned it, but we didn't ask you directly.
Right.
Do you want it to be Sarah's science segment with the alliteration, or do you like Sarah's science corner?
I do like the science corner of it. Somehow it sounds Bill Nye.
I love it.
It's a little cozier.
It
You
sounds
hear it. You've heard it here first from Sarah herself.
It's the part of the library where you can go learn about stuff.
I get so excited every time I hear it, though.
Even though Eric made us switch to Sarah's science segment, just
Listen,
for the record,
nothing's set in stone with this podcast.
we're gonna switch it back per
Switch it up.
who this is
I
in
do
honor
still
of.
like-
Okay,
all right,
so we've
so
made
trivia.
that decision, and now we trivia brought to you by today, Sarah.
Sarah and her corner. Okay, Frivia. This is dog related.
Ooh.
And I feel like you guys are going to ace this because you know everything there is to know about dogs already.
Sure.
But I whipped this up this morning. It's multiple choice. It's 10 questions. We're going to just like go as fast as we can to get through them all. But also, I think you can answer them quickly. Okay, so why do dogs tilt their heads when you talk to them? To hear better? A, to hear better. B, to smell the air. C, to better locate sounds. Or D, they're trying to look cute.
I guess I'm going to go with D.
To look
Yeah.
cute.
I think I'm gonna go with C, but I don't think that's right.
It is C.
Okay.
Better locate the sounds. And I
Yeah.
guess they're trying to like look past their muzzle.
Yeah.
Is,
Oh.
Yeah, they're like, huh?
Yeah.
Are you coming from over there? Yeah. I would have guessed D too after your eyebrow comment.
Well, they're just like, what?
Yeah.
Gets
Yeah.
me.
Okay. What is the most common word dogs learn to recognize? A, walk. B, treat. C, sit. Or D, their own name.
Sit.
Their name.
The answer is D, their own name.
Oh shoot.
Which human emotion are dogs best at recognizing from our faces? A, surprise. B, anger. C, happiness. Or D, sadness.
Sadness.
Yeah, sadness.
It's C, happiness.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and you get hyped, they get hyped.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
Approximately how many words can the average well-trained dog understand? A, 25. B, 75, C, 165, or D, 500?
Say 75.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
It is C, 165.
That smart little animal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I gotta work on my dogs. I know like 11.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do dogs often look guilty after they've done something wrong? A, they know they're guilty. B, they're apologizing. C, they're reacting to your body language, not necessarily to what they did. Or D, they're hoping for a treat.
I
C.
know it's C, but I don't believe it. Like, I know it's C, but
C.
But what do you think it is C, but what do you think it's actually?
it's like my guy knew he did wrong.
Yeah.
Like when
Like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was me.
Well, yeah, because here's a little crack
My
in the
bad.
theory. So Benny knows that he is not to go on the back of our couch, and the back of the couch looks out at our 30 acres. So that's his favorite perch to scan, but he just absolutely demolishes the cushion. We never see him do it. We will, if we don't barricade the whole couch, he gets up and off all before we can see him. But obviously we see his little nest and fur everywhere. So I'm like, you know it's wrong. I know you know it's wrong, because if you didn't know it was wrong, you'd do it whenever you wanted. And
Right.
so when I go over to the couch and I go, Benny, he's like,
Right. So he's reacting to your
To
body
me.
language. Is he doing that before you
no.
present? Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay. I
Yeah,
think that
he's
would
just
be more
reacting.
revealing proof, is like he's already guilty before you're reacting to
No.
anything.
No,
Yeah.
because it's been so long. That's the other thing. Dogs live like super in the moment, and that's why
Yeah.
disciplining them can be hard, because you can't discipline them retroactively unless you catch them within like 3
In the
seconds
act.
of them
Yeah.
doing the thing.
Yeah.
You have to interrupt it then, but otherwise you're
Right.
like, they're like, what's wrong? I'm just living.
You can't say, wait till your father gets home.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be so mad.
You're going to be in so much trouble. Okay. So which sense is the strongest in a dog? Hearing, A, hearing, B, sight, C, taste, D, smell.
Smell.
Yeah.
Yep.
Smell. That one feels obvious. Humans have fingerprints. Dogs have A, ear prints, B, nose prints, C, paw prints, or D, tail prints.
Nose
Oh.
prints.
Nose. Yeah.
Nose. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So getting those like nose prints is like super personal. Yeah. That
You
was
can
cute.
get them off of the front door glass at my house anytime you want. Just full.
And you'll be able to tell whose nose it is just by
I
their-
can. Well, I was going to say, you don't know that because you haven't
Are
spent
they
a
in
lot
the-
of time laying on the ground face to face with your dog to inspect every
No, I haven't.
minute piece of fur.
What hormone increases in both you and your dog when you look each other in the eyes? A, dopamine, B, adrenaline, C, oxytocin, or D, serotonin.
Serotonin.
It's oxytocin.
Oh, I said that earlier.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. But it's in
Yes.
both of you and
Yeah.
your dog,
Yeah.
which is
The
the
bonding.
cutest thing. Yeah.
Cute.
All right, last question. Why do many dogs circle before lying down? A, they're checking for predators. B, it's an instinct inherited from wild ancestors flattening grass. C, they're measuring the temperature. Or D, they're getting dizzy for fun.
B.
Yeah. B.
Yep, flattening the grass. It's an instinct from their wolven ancestors. Okay, that's it. Well done.
Right.
Hey, friends. If you're enjoying the show, the best way to support it is by leaving a quick rating and review. It helps more people discover Friends on Purpose, and we're always happy to make new friends. If you've already done so, that's awesome. You're helping more future friends find the show.
So, Sarah, you said to conclude your presentation or today, you said there were some facts you didn't share with us.
Yeah.
Do you have those handy?
Yeah. So
Let's hear them.
okay. So one of the big ones is just that this, like I said earlier, like people who have lost a dog will just like there is a it's not a loss that we're familiar with, because it's not like an animal died. You feel like you lost a friend, there's a different relationship, and it helps. This research really helped me understand that actually is embedded in us. It's not something that just happens to some people. It's like those of us who've owned a dog and lost a dog feel that heartily. And that they have epitaphs on Roman dog graves, that we're talking ancient Romans, that whole
Wow.
period of that. This is, I'll read you a couple. You who pass on this path, if you happen to see this monument, laugh not, I pray, though it is a dog's grave. Tears fell for me, and the dust was heaped above me by a master's hand. And you're just like, oh my God. Like,
I got goosebumps. Wow.
and this is another one. It says, I am in tears while carrying you to your last resting place, as much as I rejoiced when bringing you home with my own hands 15 years ago.
Wow.
And they're like, it is a unique relationship. The other thing that I didn't get into was the military dogs.
Yeah.
Military are like next level.
Yeah.
The relationship and bond that between the dog and the handler, in doing any sort of reading on it, it was like over and over and over again, you hear the handler talk about this dog as just not just their best friend, but their partner. Yeah. So there was a lot of understanding that this animal, this person, this dog is like, my life is in his hands, and his life is in mine. And it happens over and over and over again. So that the trust that's built between them, the training that happens between them, really is vital and instrumental in carrying out military missions. Like war dogs, and you can go through history. There's like been bulldogs that actually gain rank in the military because they go out on these missions, whether it's weapon detection or chemical, like all kinds of stuff. And I think it was during Vietnam, it was this horrible situation where the dogs were destroyed instead of being sent home. And their handlers were brutal. It was brutally heartbreaking for them.
Yeah.
Because these were their friends. These were their partners. And the military just didn't care. So I believe now the military...
They retire them.
And like sent home with their handlers because like we're done. And the other one that really got me was the search and rescue dogs. So there's a couple of different kinds. You have the ones that rescue people, and then you have the ones that find bodies. And I remember hearing when the World Trade Center went down, and they sent in a lot of rescue dogs, those that had been trained to find live bodies were demoralized because they kept finding dead bodies. So they would have to hide real live people in the wreckage, just so dogs would find a live person, because the dogs emotionally couldn't keep going.
Holy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So it really is a case where when you're dealing with any of these types of breeds that are working breeds, and you have that relationship, it's really important that you play to that. That you work with their temper, with their breed, and what they want.
Instincts.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Wow.
Have both of you read the Odyssey? Not seen the movie, but do you know the story?
Yeah.
In high school, I guess.
Yeah. So I just everyone was like, no spoilers, and I was like, this is a 3,000-year-old story.
You're right.
No spoilers. Anyway, Argus, Odysseus's dog, waits to die until he comes home. He's like well past he was a greyhound, which is the oldest breed. One of the oldest breeds. Like, well, there are like three main like ancient lineages, and greyhound was one of them. Anyway, Argus, when Odysseus comes home, but he was dressed as a beggar, Argus is the first to kind of be like, this guy. And then once it finally is revealed that it's Odysseus, he reunites with Argus formally, and I think the line was like translated as, or I guess took 2 long sniffs, he shuddered, and then he died in Odysseus's arms after he was gone for like, 12 years or whatever. I was just like, ooh. And those videos on the internet where like military dogs or just, dogs don't leave the casket of their fallen, partner,
Yeah.
or you see the military reuniting where they jump in like
Yep.
4 feet up into the air into the arms of their owners. It's really something special.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
For
one
sure.
of the one of the pieces of mythology that I really liked, even though I think it led to a lot of sacrificing of dogs in the Aztec culture.
Yeah.
But it was the idea that your dog meets you on this side of the river to guide you into that.
Guide you. Yeah.
And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah. You brought that up in the presentation, and
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. And then also the Aztecs were like, the dogs judge you according to how you treated dogs.
Treated
And I was like,
dogs.
oh,
Yeah.
be nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Right. It was like the Aztecs version of PETA was out there being like,
Yeah.
guess what God said?
Right. Yeah.
Wait, dog?
Treat others the way you
Yeah,
want
wait,
your dog
what
to be
is it?
treated.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah, thank you so much. And also
was wonderful.
congratulations on your win at
Thank
Smarty
you.
Pants Symposium. I hope you're still riding that high.
Oh, it was a fantastic weekend. I came away just like so happy, just genuine.
Yay.
And a shout out to Eric's Smash Burgers, because
Yeah, they were delightful.
I just cooked some for my nephew at his birthday, and he specifically requested that Uncle Eric does smash burgers for him. So now I feel like my life is complete, having become the smash burger guy for my family,
for your loved ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
No,
have you cater my party.
It was a wonderful party. We've already begun planning the next one. So we've found an incredible venue, even better than Gay Gables.
Gay Gables.
Yeah. So be on the lookout.
Yay!
Yeah.
You got it. All right.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. That was wonderful.
Thank you, Sarah. Bye,
Thank you.
Sarah.
Love you.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Splashdown time.
I have to mentally get over all of the oohs and ahs from the dog presence. It's just like, oh, my heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh,
For real.
And
I'm not a dog person. I'm like, oh.
I know. Well, it's just, yeah.
It's
Honestly,
I think it's a universal appreciation.
I was just listening. I'm listening to this book, an audiobook about nature, whatever. And there was a whole section on corvids, the type, crows and magpies, et cetera, jays, and how Western thought, due to a number of things like the plague masks and, like Edgar Allan Poe and all sorts of stuff, have really led to a very negative,
Like a superstition around it. Or,
like a negative perception of crows and ravens specifically. But in Aztec culture, many other indigenous cultures, crows were sacred because of their ability to remember humans who were kind or mean to them and behave accordingly. And they assumed that this like super intelligence in this species had to do with some sort of connection to deity, because they were so uniquely interactive with humans. Even that, I was listening to it, I was just like thinking of those stories of how like after a woman had like saved a crow and nursed the crow back to life, like the crow brings her back buttons every day for like 5 years. Little like gifts, which, I don't know. I guess we like interspecies, like, connection.
I mean, I think we need to talk about previous lives in a next episode or in a future episode. I have a theory that, and this sounds funny, but this is a safe space, right?
It's
I have
so
a
safe.
theory that in a past life, I was Emily's crow. Yeah. And I don't know
Oh,
why I think that. I don't know
don't
why
say more.
that's.
I need you to flesh it out, and I need to hear all about it.
Yeah. So in a past life, she was a woman,
Yeah.
and I was her crow. So I'm
And
not
now you
sure.
got to level up and be her man's.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that for you. That's a nice
All
journey
right.
for you. Speaking of the metaphysical, we have committed to re-engaging in our dream
That's right. So
worlds. And
splash
thank
down
you,
with
Ev.
dreams.
So the night we both were like, let's see each other in our dreams. Here are the details that, like, even since it's been a couple days,
Oh,
have
okay.
like really stuck out.
So this is the one where you felt like that thing shaking you and
No,
screaming at
this
you.
is no,
Oh,
that
this is
was a
another
different
time.
that was another
Okay.
time. Remember I told you I had the scary dream, and so we had talked about that, but then separately
Oh, okay.
later we agreed we
Yeah.
would do another
Okay.
night. So
Okay. Okay. Cool.
the things that stood out to me in the dream from like 3, 4 nights ago, 5
Okay.
nights ago. When was it?
I don't know.
Remember we
Was it?
texted each other?
I thought that was the time when you had that scary
No,
dream. Oh,
no.
it was before Smarty Pants.
Yeah, this was after
So
Smarty Pants.
over
This
a
was
week
the night
ago.
after. It was when I was
Oh.
in Montville. Remember?
R-
Yep, Eric, pull out
Okay.
your
Okay.
text.
Fine. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. Hold on. I'm going to tell you.
Why does it matter?
Because it's not the scary dream.
Okay. Was it the day after Smarty Pants
Yes.
when you were at your neighbor's house?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's not Montville.
It was Monday. Oh, did I say Montville? I meant Morrisville.
Yeah.
They're the same in my head sometimes.
Okay. Well,
as you
that's
can
why I'm
imagine.
confused. Jeez.
Okay, sorry. I was in Morrisville.
I had a dream that night too.
I know. You
Well,
told
we need
me.
to let the audience
Okay.
know.
Okay, everyone. The night after Smarty Pants, we were sleeping in the same town. I was visiting my house and I was at my neighbor's
Right.
spending the night, and Eric and I were both like, we're going to dream because we'll be in proximity to each other. We texted each other and we
3
were like,
miles.
yeah, if that. We were like, good
Yep.
night. That night, I dreamt a little bit lucidly, but recall I was really sick, and I don't think I had a fever, but I was just like, oh, I'm not feeling well, and so I kind of kept waking up and going back into this dream, but it was one full dream, this continuous dream the whole time. The 3 big things were, for a lot of the dream, there was like water everywhere. Like if I was
Going.
I got
Keep
chills. Like lake, or at certain points I was like, am I in the water? Am I underwater? Am I like whatever floating on the water? And the water it didn't feel super related to my dream, but I was noticing it everywhere.
Okay.
The second thing was that I felt very peaceful, but I kept feeling like something was like coming, or like I kept being like looking over my shoulder, but I wasn't like, oh my gosh, something's chasing me. It was just like I felt very relaxed and very present, but I was like aware that maybe someone was coming or someone was going to show up or arrive, and I just didn't want to miss them. So I'm assuming that was you, that I was like, I don't want to, if Eric is going to be here, I'm like, where is he? And then third, there were like still lives everywhere, like Renaissance, like there would be like fruit and a chicken leg,
Oh.
okay. Like, but just like
just displayed
dotted.
throughout
Yeah,
your
like I
dream?
would walk, and in my
Interesting.
head or in my dream, I was like, oh, this must be where people are doing like a painting class, or like
Okay.
it looked very staged, but they were everywhere, and it was like fruit, and it was stuffed pheasants, and it was like it was out of place, but in your dream, you're like, it must Must be
Right,
there for something.
right.
So those are the three big
Okay.
things that stuck
Okay.
with me.
Cool.
Cool.
None of those things are the word. Obviously, I would have said
You didn't pick
that they were.
water.
No, it wasn't water. Okay, so I dreamed that night as well.
Yeah.
And it was lucid to an extent. So I'm just going to read my notes because I think it's funnier that way. It says, I dreamed I was at the end of your road. So what is it, Fern Hill or something?
Fern Hill. Yeah.
Fern
Off
Hill?
of Walton.
Yeah. And do you remember in previous dreams I've had, I've needed to send someone. I haven't
Yes.
been able to.
Yes.
I had another, what I'm calling guides at this point.
Sure. Yeah.
I had a cowboy helping me. And he was pretty wild. He was like hooting and hollering and shooting his
yeehawing
six
around.
guns. Yeah, yeah. He was hollering from the end of the road because we couldn't get closer. And in my dream and in my mind, the thinking of that was, I can't visualize in real life what your neighbor's house looks like, or
it wasn't-
where they
I don't think it was
are.
built when you were
Right.
last there.
And
Yeah.
so it's like, I can remember her house, but I know she's at her neighbor's and I can't think of it. So it was like there was a boundary,
Yeah. Barrier.
a lot like in a video game, to where, you know, when the further you walk, more the map
You're like,
loads.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was like this is the end of the map because I haven't unlocked this. And so the cowboy was all in. He's like, that's okay. And he just starts shooting off his six guns and starts yelling your name, and he starts yelling the word. So let me get back. So hollering from the end of the road because we couldn't get closer. It was like I couldn't remember what your neighbor's house looked
Yeah.
like or even where it was. So it felt like was as close as we could get. And I was off the road in the long grass because it's kind
Yeah.
of fieldy areas right
Fieldy.
there in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was hiding from the cowboy. He was a little scary and like confrontational and firing off, you know.
Yeah.
his
Yeah. He was
six
being a little
guns.
kooky. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like we knew each other were there, and we had some sort of agreement where it's like, don't mess this up. Don't get too close, Eric.
Yeah.
This is why I'm here.
He's doing it. Yeah.
He's my aide this time. But it was like okay. So if he was gonna help, he was gonna do it his way. So he was making all kinds of racket, firing his guns, hooting, hollering. We never said the word, or he never said the word, but was clearly trying to get your attention. And then he moved to the end of the road and somehow like manipulated the road in the shape of the word.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it was hot and dusty out. And we both just mentally kept trying to break through that boundary that wouldn't let us closer to you. But it was like, that was the only thing he could do was to
That was like the
manipulate
best-
the road
Yeah.
in hopes that you would notice if you came down it. But the fact that you were feeling like, you know, somebody's trying to get a
I'm
hold
like,
of me.
Yeah. Like, is
we
someone
were
coming?
down the road.
Eric, I think a lot about the time you came in your dream and were in the field and in the house.
Came in my dream.
I'll sit on your porch.
Yeah.
No, when you came here to Montville into the
Yeah.
house in your
Yeah.
dream.
Well, even
And,
the flying thing. Like I was in a plane while you were thinking about
Well, I
me
was
flying as a
flying.
bird.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Okay, why did you get giggly when I said there was water everywhere?
I can't get into that. I don't want to give anything away. It's not water.
What?
But I don't want to give you any hints, and I guess that's a hint, right? But
Yeah, now it's
not
like, well, I guess I better dream about the ocean.
it's a terrible hint. Let's just say that. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Wow.
yeah,
All right, cool. Well, thank you again to Sarah. That was so fun to have
for sure.
her on. All right. I love you.
Love you too.
I'll
We'll
see
talk
you
again next week.
soon. Okay. Bye.
All right.